comfortable environment for stylists to get to know each other that are in the area, and that was like in a neutral space that wasn't in a salon. This one I held in Chinatown, and I was just gonna hold it in like this courtyard of a pavilion. So we decided, we'll just all go in there and have coffee and chat. I was like expecting maybe no one would even come, and I would just like sit there by myself, whatever. But it was great. We had great conversations, and then I got to meet two other ladies who started Cut Class LA, which was a free education series they did, and there was 6 cut classes, and they would do something different each class, have different educators come in, and it was a free education for stylists. So I got to meet them through that because they came to the very first one. So now we have a great connection. They're going to come here and teach us a class. I went to hair school. I think it was January 2016 I started hair school. And then I wound up switching schools 3 times because it was a really weird experience for me. It was not like what I was expecting, like when in college you have like, I have this class for this semester and it's this long. Wow. We had really old equipment, and I mean, this was my second take at school, right? So I kind of went to a more budget conscious choice. In these schools, it's very disorganized, tools are old, education's old way of thinking, perm, wraps, roller sets. Like that was the main focus instead of modern techniques that I'm actually going to be doing in the salon, which was very frustrating to me and really made my time there horrible because I was expecting to go to beauty school and learn how to do like beautiful highlights and how to do these in hair education in hair school. Is that you're not learning these modern things, at least at my school. You were learning just what you needed to pass the state board exam. And that's what the focus was on, was learning what you need to pass the exam instead of learning what you need to be successful in. I started school in March when I moved here. I moved here in January. I started school in March, and then I got my license in August, I think, July or August. So it took almost a full year. And then one of my neighbors at the time was working there too as a perfumer, and she was telling me that they had an opportunity, they were looking to bring someone else on. So I went over there, and we all had a good vibe, and I just started working there.
That's amazing.
And it was a cute little space. It was small, 3 stylists. There's a lot of hotels there. People come through for like conventions, and a lot of businesses are there, like big businesses that have buildings there and stuff like that. So people will come through from other states or just traveling, and I would get a lot of blow dries and a lot of like one-time clients, and I would never see them again. So even though I was busy pretty much all day, it wouldn't be a client I could maintain a relationship with. I was definitely feeling burnout there, and I felt like I had kind of like reached a ceiling that I feel like I wasn't gonna grow, wasn't gonna move any further at that point. I feel like this space is more like that. Like we are, all of us are really like skilled in our craft, and we care about being modern and not doing like the old ways. And I feel like we all have a good relationship with each other as like a team, more than just like, oh, I'm just here for my clients and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
It's more of a family feeling.
Yeah.
This is what we can do, so it'll grow out like this, or I'm able to work with him on improving each time instead of like maybe someone coming for the first time, I don't know their hair yet, I don't know their shape, all that stuff. And then maybe I don't give them 100% haircut. Maybe I give them like a 75% haircut or something. And then they're like, oh, okay, that was all right, I'm never coming back. Before I graduated, I was brought on with one of the stylists there that was opening her own salon. So I went with her. She took me under her wing, basically, and we opened the salon. And then I became her apprentice. And that's when I really started to learn modern techniques. Because I was like literally getting to live inside her brain, and she would talk about everything and why she's using a formula, how to prevent catastrophe from happening. All these things I never would have known unless I made mistakes myself. Like she was helping me prevent mistakes in my own career. And she taught me a lot, how to get models, how to be like really strong about like, even though I was new, I was like, why would people want to be my model? Or why would people want to come to me? I'm no one yet. So like breaking through that and be like, no, I'm giving a haircut. Like it has value, it has worth.
Yeah.
Like just getting from that step to that step was like huge in developing. So I feel really lucky to be able to have had an assistant to be an assistant and to have had somewhat of an apprenticeship and stuff. It was just me at the time.
Wow.
And then we brought on, as the salon grew a little bit, they would bring in a couple more assistants. And there was 2 main stylists. And then the idea was to grow the assistants to be stylists in the salon too. There's a lot of education out there, but I feel like the connection between like knowing where to go to find postings or like to find access to that. That's what I struggled with in Florida a lot. When I first started out, I didn't know where to go to find higher education. Now I can find it. I could look on my Instagram feed and there's like a million things. They're like, come to my class, come to my class. But I've been on Instagram for years and I've been like making connections and following people for a long time. So now I've resorted a lot to online education now that there's lots of subscription services now. I am from a town called Ocala. It's like north central Florida. Ocala hasn't changed in my whole life. It's still the same little small town. The hair culture there is very different from even when I was living in this little beach town, St. Petersburg. Yeah, it's more traditional with like, for instance, like the stacked bobs, chunky highlights, or even like longer hair with, I don't know, it's just like old, I would consider it old hair. And St. Petersburg, where I was living, it's on the coast, it's a beach town. It's more beachy blondes and beach waves and that kind of vibe. A lot more people like that. But there's also still a small subsection of like, what is it, like alternative hair, fun colors, dreadlocks even, and like just more adventurous people, because there's like that youth is there. It's more of an artsy town. It's a very different vibe than Ocala. Where I was working in St. Petersburg, it was more focused on blonding, long hair layers, beachy waves, that kind of thing. And it would be very rare that we would get a client that wanted something more alternative. It does exist there in that town, but they didn't come to our salon necessarily. And I think that's the client I look to go after, is someone who wants a little bit something different and not just doing the same thing all day. So that was one reason why I feel like I didn't connect with them completely. It's really important in this industry to make connections and to share and not just be isolating yourself. I think you'll have more success if you are open to meeting people and growing your network instead of just being a loner. And I would definitely say that I'm an introverted person, and I'm not, I don't get energy from, I don't know, what's the traditional thing? It's like extroverts get energy from being around
stimulated,
people.
yeah.
That's draining to me. I like to be around a couple people or something instead of like at a party. That just like knocks me out. So that is one challenge being in this industry.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. That's why you really value the personal connections.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and you are always expected to be on.
Yeah. I'm definitely more extroverted in the salon and at work than I am at home or like outside. I'm very more chill outside. Yeah.
But is your partner extrovert or introvert?
No, introvert too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, I think that dynamic, I love to learn about stylist home life too, because if you go home and then you also have to be an extrovert there, or on, in that lifestyle, like with moms and people that just have partners that are like, they want that connection and now they're ready to like talk to you for like 8 hours when you get home. That's a really interesting balance to learn about too, how everybody navigates those things. And that's something that you can only learn through community with other people that are living the life that you're living.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing your story.